Hi, I'm Lynne Cohen, author of Free at Last, the story of one woman's escape from the bonds of liberalism, feminism, and the chaos of the me generation. As the title suggests, it's a book about my journey from far-left activist to a right-minded conservative. It's a fascinating book, chronicling how the influences in my young life shaped the egregious liberalism of my former thinking. These influences included my mother's deep love of her wonderful American heritage and my parents' visceral hatred of Joseph McCArthy. They also included my parents' very early support for Fidel Castro and later their interpersonal conflict over Richard Nixon and Watergate. There were also many traumas that shaped my experiences. For instance, my mother tried to kill herself several times while I was just a child, before she succeeded when I was 28 years old. 10 years earlier, my brother committed suicide, long before this lethal activity was a popular teenage pastime. And before all of that, my parents split up when I was 17, an experience as hard as any. After law school many years later, and after my father passed away, I slowly began to recover from both my family's destruction and my deeply ingrained liberalism. I began to see the light on many issues, including religion, abortion, legalizing drugs, legalizing prostitution, feminism in general, and even the death penalty. I had begun to read the right books, listen to the right radio stations, and socialize with the tiny right-wing fringe of the establishment classes in my small hometown of Ottawa. Free at Last weaves these two strands of my life together. On the one side, the personal struggles I experienced, such as alcoholism and mental health problems, and on the other, my spectacular recovery from liberalism. When you read this book, you'll understand how leftist utopian ideals, including environmentalism, are misguided and incredibly dangerous. Do yourself a favor, pick up my book and read it. You won't be sorry.